Are we on? Is this on? I don't know if we're Hey, what's up, Ulysses? Yeah, I don't know if any of this is working. I haven't done this in a long time, so we're trying to figure it out. So I don't know if sound works. I don't know if the video works. I don't know if any of this works. The goal was to work on some RC cars tonight, but I don't know if that's going to happen because we've been having technical difficulties. Oh, it's live on my phone. Sweet. Need an additional monitor up here for chat. But yeah, I got a wireless mic. Hopefully, sound isn't like atrocious because it's on the webcam at the moment. But yeah, I have everything like a lavalier and some wireless and stuff, but it's not charged because I wasn't really planning on doing this tonight. Uh, but yeah, we're actually I don't know if you noticed the change, but the orange is gone, and we're surrounded by remote control cars instead of 3D printing stuff. But there is a 3D printer here. I do have a Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon that I just brought home the other day from the shop, but it's not hooked up either at the moment. But the plan, what I really, really want to do is well, it's an RC card. I have this Jado Nitro card here that I kind of wanted to put some parts on because they just came in the mail, but I don't know if I'm actually going to accomplish any of that tonight. It's mainly just to see if everything is functioning because I hate the lighting. I kind of hate where everything's located at the moment. Yeah, printers are good for RC cars. Uh, some things not so much for like brackets and mounting stuff. They're pretty good, but actual functional parts, when you see how hard I am on cars, uh, what we're probably going to do this evening, just for something to get done, is this is my son's SMT10, and he broke it the other day. Uh, Kind of funny. We did some other repairs on it, took it outside. He watched me drive it for about 5 minutes to make sure everything worked. I handed the controller to him, and he had it for about 4 seconds and ran it in the concrete block wall and snapped the axle tip off, and we lost a tire. So finally got the parts for that back in, and need to do that. I guess that's probably not a terrible goal for this evening to get something done. Versus just sitting here and doing nothing. But what I really want to do is I got LEDs for back here that I'd kind of like to get set up. But I have so many things that I need to do. I don't know what to do. So this guy, we can sit this here for some eye candy. Broken monster truck. But yeah, I felt bad. He was so excited because it's been down for about a week. Because we broke a drive line and got it fixed and went ahead and replaced the front one too. And hey, what's up, 3D printing nerd? But like I said, he had the controller in his hand for about I don't know, maybe it's 10 seconds. Maybe I'm cutting him short, and broke the tire off. But we do have parts. But I should probably put lights up. I should probably do something productive. But yeah, what's up, man? I'm just glad anybody showed up. If I'm being perfectly honest, trying out some new software, I'm using Meld instead of OBS. I wasn't entirely sure that this was live or not, so I'll keep my pants on just in case. But these, just for some lighting in the back, mounted under the edge there. Typical YouTuber crap. Make things look pretty. Because I have the brackets back here somewhere. There are the axle stubs for this guy. But how is since I do have somebody here, how is the audio in this webcam? Supposedly decent. Hopefully that's the case because it's gonna probably be there for the next day or so till we get some other audio solutions set up. These brackets. Happens when you don't label things. Honestly, don't know what I did with them. Heck, they've got to be here somewhere. It is kind of funny. A lot of this stuff hasn't been touched since I did 3D printing streams, which is kind of funny. How did the game shop go? It's still open. It's good. It's good. That's where I am most of the time. Put a throttle limit on the thing. Uh, so my son's 7 and he's driven RC cars since he was like 4. So it wasn't an experience thing. It was just unfortunate. He just hit a wall and these are oversized tires for this thing, and it just kind of caught the edge and yoinked it to the side and snapped it. If you'd see the things that he normally does with this, it's kind of insane that that broke the axle. Normally this thing is jumping 8 or 10 feet in the air and getting the living shit beat out of it. So we were both kind of dumbfounded that the tire came off. I thought it lost a nut. I wasn't expecting to pick it up and the steel axle had broken. But yeah, that's what these little things are. I don't know if you can see them in there. Uh, but they're hardened steel. Like they're not really something that you'd expect to break. Hitting a wall at 6 miles an hour, whatever he was going. All right, let's find these things. Even though I feel like I already looked in here, we'll look again. Like I was saying, 3D printing stuff. Some of this is still untouched since that, which was what, almost 8 years ago. If some of you that are here now were here then, think of that. 8 years has passed, roughly. Oh, I found them. Okay. Little brackets with tiny screws that'll get lost. Some of these things, uh, this is a nozzle sample kit that E3D sent me that has been in there since we did streaming for 3D printing. Excuse me. The .15 nozzle. There's a couple of those in here. If you remember, we were trying to do like really, really, really tiny 3D prints uh, way before that was easy to do like it is now. Because those were in the days before resin printing was really affordable for normal people. So now at the store for miniatures and stuff, I just have like uh, I have a pair of Anycubic Mono X's, like the bigger format ones, and a couple other resin printers I don't use anymore that I should give to friends. But yeah, now resin has like overtaken all the like more intricate printing. Obviously, you guys know that. So the idea, maybe some of you guys use it, like 3D printing nerd, and I'm here still here. Maybe you do some 0.15 nozzle prints. Have a 50-hour print to make a little guy. But no thank you from me. Like that's still in here. Remember when everybody was doing their maker coins? Mine's still back in the case here. Kind of funny. Bunch of hardware from projects. I used to have uh that's kind of nuts if I threw it away. I used to have it was the very first time I had done a filament change on the Prusa MK2, I guess was the first printer I had. I did a filament change and it was this little like squirrely piece of filament that went from black to green. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I kept that for the longest time. That used to be in here somewhere. I might have thrown it away finally. Yeah, it looks like it. That's kind of sad. I should have threw that away. Anyway, when I just recently painted all this stuff. When I painted all this stuff, there was a little magnet up on this shelf bracket with a little needle on it that I used to unclog uh, like nozzle clogs when I was down here printing, and that had been sticking there for what at least 6 or 7 years. It has suspension in the up and down axis. Oh yeah. Yeah, hitting things forward while you're moving forward is definitely worse. JT. Yeah, I believe me, I agree. 100%. I'm going to run some power over here really quick. And we're going to set this strip up. Get a feel for what we want to do with it. Not massively consequential, but one of those things, make it look nice. Get some ambiance. Oh, and it went to purple because I already messed with it. Perfect. Got a thing for purple. I know orange was always my thing on the YouTube channel for Nilla Bean, but purple's better than orange. I was just a Prusa fanboy at the time, so everything ended up being orange. All right. I want to do this. I guess just like that. There's really nothing to it. Just a matter of mounting these little things up there. Then I think if we can get this up in a timely manner, because it is almost 12 o'clock, if we can get these up in a timely manner, maybe I will experiment. I can tell already I kind of need a second webcam. We can try to yank this front suspension apart. I don't think there's too much involved. I'll move the camera over, get a closer angle, see how that ends up playing out, and we'll try to put these axle stubs on. That'll make my son's day if he wakes up tomorrow and his truck is functional again. These, though, we're going to stick these up. Need a screwdriver. I can already tell this is going to be fun. These are tiny, barely see it on the camera, tiny little plastic brackets with teeny tiny little screws. And I am old and my eyes are bad. And it looks like we're going to have the strip in place. That's the thing that is kind of frustrating is this is the end to plug in. And I kind of want to have the end of the reel, but it's wound up on the reel. I kind of don't want to undo the whole thing. And this is wood underneath, so I don't think the self-adhesive stuff is really gonna be the way to go. I got this. We'll pull it all off. Funny, I assume these are gonna be purple, but might look funny on the camera with like purple and purple and purple. We'll have to wait and see. All right. So there's actually a little bit of space over here off camera where we're going to begin with some more RC cars. If any of you guys are into cars, this is a Typhon BLX. This is a Revo, or a Revo 3.3, that is. Revo 3.3. This one is in fantastic condition. I'll talk about that at some point. I'll probably make a video about like how I got back into RC cars, but I just recently got back into Nitro cars. And I did that by, I was looking around, I was going to buy something new, and there just happened to be a guy in my town that had a pair of these Revo 3.3s that they were getting rid of. Super cool cars. You're in a Nitro. Big boys. Not massive. I have an X-Max over here, but pretty big cars. Reasonable amounts of power. This one, the engine was completely jacked up on it. So Traxxas, the company that makes this, has a program where if you turn the engine in, you get like a huge credit towards buying a new one. So we went ahead and did this. So this has a brand new 3.3 Nitro engine in it, and it has been run. I've started it up. It has 4 tanks. I've like heat cycled it to break it in. 4 tanks of fuel through it, and it's just kind of sitting here waiting for a couple other little bits of TLC to get tires put back on and start running it again. Fought my 3D printer for the first 6 months. I sat and watched it work for hours. Uh, yeah, because you're saying now it's just, I can't see. It puts a little heart thing. Oh, now it's just obvious what problems I'm having. Yeah, a big thing for me too is that 3D printing. Oh, I forgot I moved that. 3D printing is a lot less of a novelty to me now. Since I've been doing it so much for so long, it's just part of work. It doesn't really excite me anymore. It's really neat, but I'm super jaded. I've had so many printers and spent so much time using them for things that aren't just, making knickknacks and goofing off, that the novelty is worn off a little bit. So to me, it's a piece of equipment. It's no different than like a wrench or something here. It's more expensive and more complicated. So that's a little part of the reason that I kind of quit making videos and doing 3D printing content. Another part of it, like 3D printing nerd and a bunch of other guys, just does a lot better job than I ever did. And when I have time that I can spend on 3D printing entertainment, I'd rather watch them than do my own stuff. So that's what ends up happening. All right, these. I don't think I can cut this. Oh, I can cut this. I think you're maybe not supposed to trim these while they're powered on. So let's power these off and tidy that end up. Okay. Plug them back in. They still work. Excellent. These were an annoyance. Technology is freaking annoying. This has an app. When I bought older LED strips, it had a little controller and I could just like click buttons and make it do things. This one, I had to make an account for the company and put an app on, and I can't control anything without the app. It's freaking annoying. It's crazy to have something plugged in and I had to sit and wait for this strip of lights to connect to my Wi-Fi so I could change the color on it. Sanity. Absolutely insane. All right, we're gonna try sticking this with the sticky tape and just securing it with little brackets instead of putting all the brackets up. Seems a lot easier. Right? I don't really want to be doing this. I want to do stuff with cars because that does excite me. All right. Let's try to go back along the edge. Appears to be sticking quite well. Sticky stuff is plenty sticky. The only thing that sucks is my application of it. All right. When I was buying them, they were more. It was actually more expensive to get the one with a little controller because it was like 15 feet versus 25. And I opted to get this because it was less money for a longer strip, which seemed more useful. Oh, that looks cool. Better ambiance. But I got these and regretted it immediately. Yeah, actually, I'm excited to start streaming in the evenings, doing 3D printing stuff, because there's like a million like super cool projects that I want to do. Uh, some of it worries me a little bit because these freaking tariffs. Like right now, I have an FPV goggle set and some sweet cameras and stuff that are about to be crossing the U.S. border here in the next couple days. That are now looking at like I don't know how the tariffs are going to work. I don't know if I'm going to get a call from customs telling me I have to pay 104% of the value of the stuff for them to release the package because holy shit, stuff was already expensive and I didn't need it. I just thought it was neat. Thought it'd be cool to do some FPV videos around town. And now I'm looking at paying twice as much for an impulse purchase that I didn't need and cost too much. Because I did some looking. Uh, don't pay the tariffs. I hope that's the case. I tried to look online, but I couldn't figure it out. I know for the longest time there was that $800 exemption where if a package is under $800, you don't have to pay anything on it. Uh, but apparently that got executive ordered away in February. So I don't know. Hopefully stuff just arrives. Plus, can I get grandfathered in? I ordered it like 3 weeks ago. But it's totally sick. I can't wait to like do something with it. It's a little three-axis gimbal with like a really nice 4K camera. Uh, and I got FPV goggles and stuff. And I actually want to build like uh, a special vehicle. I'd like to do Nitro, but fighting Nitro is already hard enough. These cars are finicky, and electric's so much easier. So I'm probably gonna do like a 1/8 scale buggy kind of thing, and have it like a dedicated FPV car. With I got a super long range radio, and the video output on the FPV system I have has like I don't know, probably at least a mile range. So I'm excited to do that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's get these up. Hopefully these, hopefully these stay. They seem to be sticking. I think between the stickiness and putting a couple brackets spaced out, Hey, what's up, Gusner? I remember you, man. It's been a while. How has your life been in the last 7.5 years since I was last on here? All that's going on with me is I'm a lot older. I have a lot more gray hair, and I lost a bunch of weight from health problems. He does live. What's up, Gilly Shooter? How's it going, man? Good morning. Where are you at? I just noticed that. Good morning. What are you talking about? It's 12 o'clock. It's like midnight here. I guess that's morning in a way. All right. Yeah, apologies for no descriptions. Hope you guys don't have any expectations for what this stream is going to be like. I have no agenda. There, does that look cool? Can you even see these? Is this good? Is the meaningful difference of any kind? Oh, this thing's touchy. It is kind of funny. All the lights we just installed are over here out of the shot anyway, so I don't know what the hell difference it makes. And now I'm going to have like 10 extra feet of LEDs that I don't have a place to put. I guess we can run them. Well, this is where we wanted to go. So that's a success. They look blue, but I assure you they're purple. You still work with Prusa firmware and printers. That's cool. I still have my. I never upgraded mine. I have one of the MK2s because I think I got one right as they launched the MK2, if I'm not mistaken. But I never did any upgrades. I did use it a lot. Never did the S upgrade. I never got a 3. Obviously, never did multi-material or anything. It was just always like a very reliable, consistent printer. No repairs on it either. I have not done any repairs on that. I also haven't used it in the last 3 or 4 years, but uh, yeah, I've never looked how many hours of printing that machine has on it, but it's a lot. Never had a repair. Never replaced a hot end. Never had heat bed fail. Uh, Never replaced the PEI. Like it has the original. It has 100% original printer, and still works great. I just don't use it anymore. Because if you didn't see, Gusner, there's I'll move the camera over here. There is an X1 carbon sitting over here. I got one of these when they first came out with the AMS and stuff. They're great. I like it. It's how I got a Prusa. Was I never minded paying a bunch of money for a machine that's super reliable. You want to make a firmware for the MK2. Only thing that went wrong was after an upgrade. Yeah, that's why I don't mess with stuff. Which is funny to say. I mess with stuff all the time, but uh like the printer, and I was always afraid to do the S upgrade because it worked fine. I never printed anything where the time constraints were really an issue because I think there were some speed increases with the 2S upgrade. You print a little bit faster and stuff, but I was always just afraid to mess with things. It worked, so I left it alone. I can't be the only one that's like that. It's why I still today, even with all the resin printers, I have never in the what almost 9 years I've done 3D printing, eight years. I have still never printed over Wi-Fi. Am I alone? You guys ever do that? I've still never done it. It feels alien to me. I just grab my good old fashioned SD card or USB stick. I slice my stuff. I move it to the printer. The printer, I've never hooked one of my printers to a network. I've never done any of that stuff. Maybe it's because I'm an old man. I'm an old man now. I wasn't before, but maybe as an old man at heart. All right. So next step, my camera. See, I don't know if this is gonna look stupid if I like run this down here. You guys can't see. If I run this down, obviously you don't want to be able to see it. That's gonna look really stupid. I'm curious if it's gonna look stupid running it under here. Could be brighter down there. I don't know. You don't trust wireless for a mouse. I didn't either. I never saw the appeal. It's like I was talking to someone recently that got started in printing back like way back when I did, and they kind of messed with it and then quit. And we were talking about like what it was like printing back then. And I remember a lot of people printed tethered. And I did when I first started, like where you had it hooked to your computer and you're like printing over USB, I guess. And fidget spinners. But printing tethered was just always like a nightmare to me. I know a lot of people liked it because it gave you some additional features like uh guys would have apps where you could see like print status on your phone and stuff, and I just never saw the appeal. My machine was always isolated, never on a network, never hooked to a computer. At first it was, but after that, never hooked to a computer. Always printed from SD and USB, and I did very early invest in a backup power supply like a UPS, and I never had any issues, so I never changed it. And I hate using Wi-Fi in general, so taking printers and hooking it to Wi-Fi just seemed like a nightmare. Though I guess I don't know. I guess it's fine if you're just transferring the sliced file over Wi-Fi and then it prints from the machine. I guess that's fine. But I don't know. I don't know why our devices need to be hooked to the freaking internet. Like anybody you weren't here, these freaking LED lights are hooked to my Wi-Fi. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I have to use my phone in a freaking app to change the color. Like if I want to make these a little bit brighter to see what they look like, a little bit brighter, I gotta close my chat thing and open an app, and I don't want to do that. I want a button. Let's give me a button. That's why Nitro cars are cool. Like we're talking about Nitro, I don't pick that up because it's in pieces, but that's why this Nitro car is cool, man. Right? Yeah. Okay. Nitro car. Electric is faster, easier. I'm not really selling Nitro here, but faster, easier. Uh, you have less stuff. Like if I just grab this car and a battery and a controller, we can throw it in the car and go. This, I need stuff. I need like a fuel thing. I need wrenches. I need a start box. I need a glow plug igniter. I need all this crap. But if this car has fuel and a little bit of electricity to get the glow igniter going, it freaking runs. Like that's the appeal to me. Well, it runs sometimes. Maybe Nitro is not the best example, but I don't know. I like the simple stuff. I'm a simple man. I don't know. The world's too complicated. And then my kids, they're like victims of this complicated world, man. So you can't see it, but like over in the rest of this area of the basement, there we have our computer set up. Like mine's right here with screens, and theirs are over behind that. Well, I'm moving things down here, so their computers are unhooked. End of the freaking world. They couldn't come home and play Fortnite. And my son, because I didn't want him watching TV, I didn't want him playing with like a game system upstairs, and he couldn't use a computer down here. He was literally sitting upstairs and didn't know what to do. Like he was just sitting there, like there's nothing to do, Dad. And I was trying to explain to him, like this is exactly why you need less screen time. Because as soon as you can't play Fortnite, your brain doesn't work. And then, as some of you know, I get in the weeds talking about stuff sometimes. So that segued into talking to my daughter about evolution and serotonin and why people are really stupid and why we love screens. I don't think she appreciated my segue. I thought it was pretty good though. All right, let's stick this on here. Maybe this is fine. We'll have to see. Maybe this is fine. A little tight. A little tight. All right, but is this gonna look stupid? Does that look dumb down there? I can't see it. Oh, you can see it because of the camera angle. Oh no. You've been tucked up tight. You can still see it. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess I could always put a strip in front of that. I could 3D print a little strip to conceal. Think of that. I guess that's fine. I was afraid of this being a lot brighter because it's closer, but I guess it's fine. It very much looks blue on my screen over here. I don't know if it does to you guys, but it very much looks blue. I kind of wanted to spray paint these because they are blue, and I kind of wanted them to be gray. So I guess I shouldn't stick these LEDs to that right now. We just get them tucked behind here, and then we'll leave it be. We'll try to fix this truck real quick before we call it a night. All right. Is that out of shot? Yeah, that's out of shot. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. All right. Stick these back in there. Well, that part's gonna look bad, but we'll fix that later. All right. Ignore this. Ignore that bit. Call that success. Where the thumbs up, dude. This is just a test. This string doesn't count for anything. I mean, hell, it's called Late Night Nitro. That's aspirational. And all I did was put up an LED strip, and now I'm going to work on an electric car. We'll see how this goes. We'll get this all prepped, and then I'll move the camera over and see how this goes. I do want to got some nitrile gloves that I want to try. This is Walmart's brand of nitrile gloves that I've never used before. I do have a little bit of brand preference with nitrile. Let me see how these guys are. Kind of overkill to wear them for this, but I've been looking for an excuse to try these out. Well, they fit terrible. That's a bad start. They're, I don't know. They don't fit great. I'm always afraid of getting them too tight, but these are for somebody with man hands, and I do not have man hands. Alrighty, so let's what should we do with the camera here? I need a second webcam. I hate to buy another one of these because they're kind of expensive, but I can see already that I really need a second webcam. So my son was playing with my tools. I have to grab them really quick. There's the place they're supposed to be, and they are not. So the question is, where would I put them if I was a 7-year-old? Crap. I think he said, I remember him saying to me that he put him somewhere. I don't remember where. Oh, they're up here. Okay, okay. Excellent. All right, so let's try to figure this out. What is the best way to do this? The lighting right there is not bad because of our little light box. So if I can get an angle here, we'll stay on our little black mat. Clean up our LED brackets. Do that a little bit later. Get this microphone. And I've actually got a little arm here for this exact purpose. I'm curious to see how it works out. I already tell it's at the wrong spot. Need it more like this. And then you guys will have to bear with me for a second. Put this somewhere cool. Look at that. Look at that action shot. There, some monster truck action. So I need this little bracket. To mount the webcam on this guy. And then we should be able to bring this guy over here and completely disorient everyone. All right, I think that's good. Is that a weird orientation? I guess that is a really weird orientation. Dang. My little tripod thing is not working out. Uh, let's take our ill-fitting Venom Steel Nitro gloves, and we'll stick you all on that in a second here. All right. Optimistic swivel arm is out of the way. We are moving little magnet bracket. All right. It's definitely not perfect, but that's not bad. does not appear to want to focus there. Focus there. All right. Let's get this done. So we have the hub here. Sorry if the sound's a lot louder. I'm a lot closer to the mic. You do it. Hey, what's up? You do it. Yeah, it's not been that long. It's only been what, 7 years, something like that. Let me adjust this camera. I don't know if it'll let me do it how I want to before. Because it looks a little dark over here now. All right, so we got this. This is anybody following along, this is an SMT-10. This is my son's monster truck. And we broke a stub axle here. And these are not that bad to replace. Though this is the first one I've replaced on this particular car. I'm going to take this off. Set that to the side. Get this little pin. Set that to the side. And then I think... Oh, there is one on the bottom. I was going to say, I think we only have to take this off, but there's another similar screw on the bottom, unfortunately. So there is one. And then this guy off the bottom. That you can't see, but I am removing masterfully. And then that is it. We are apart. And then that's the piece. I actually do have the little bit that broke off, which we kind of need to extract that lock nut off of. But I don't think I have pliers down here. 7 years about right. Yeah, it's pretty close, man. I did a few videos after that, but I think it was, yeah. The store opened at the end of 2017. So yeah, it's been a little while. All right, we have our axle stubs here. These I will have to show you all if you're all still here in a couple minutes. To show you all, I actually got these for free. Well, that's a lie. They did cost money. They actually cost me $709, and I'll show you why that is here in a little bit. But yeah, these look correct. Look like the correct pieces. All right, so we're gonna put a new one on. Luckily, they come in spares, so I do, or pairs, so I do have a spare. Put that in here. These gloves are terrible. They are terrible. So we're gonna ditch those. These bearings don't feel terrible, but they feel like they could use a cleaning. But we're not doing that today. So there's new axle stub. Line it up with the dog bone. Put that guy back on. Put the top screw back on. It's like a lot easier than I expected. I didn't think it was going to be hard, but I didn't think it was going to be this quick either. So put the top guy in here. Put the bottom guy in here. And for anybody that's here, or anybody that ends up watching this for whatever reason, other streams will be a little bit more guided. This is super impromptu. All right, so there we are. Back in place. New axle stub. Last little bit is putting our pin back in to hold this little wheel hex. Goes in like so. I'm gonna rotate it to get access to the grub screw. Just a little grub to tighten that up. Um, I'm I should re-Loctite this, but I don't actually know where my Loctite is at the moment. So we will just tighten it. I would recommend re-Loctiting these. Luckily, these grubs are sort of captured in the hex of the wheel, so the wheel will go in there, and it's kind of entrapped in there. So even if it does come loose, it shouldn't get lost. But I would recommend re-Loctiting that. So that's this piece. The only loose end we have is this guy right here. We do have the lock nut stuck on the end of that axle that broke off, which we do need to recover. But I do not think I have a pair of pliers in the house. So I don't know what we should do. I guess it wouldn't be a Nillabene stream if I didn't do something that ended up hurting myself. And I can't help but notice that these scissors have a little nutcracker kind of thing in here. So maybe we can utilize those to get this nut off. Because we have a nut driver and a nutcracker. And obviously, this is the correct answer. I know these are tight. I don't know if I can get this off or not. Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay. All right, perfect. There we go. Easy. Nut off. Tip is intact. My fingers are intact. So all that leaves is putting this tire back on. I guess we'll go ahead and check. Yeah, check all these while we have access to them easily. Everything seems good. I'll back up a little bit. Put this tire back on. Everything is a hammer. Hell yeah, man. Look, if there's not a little risk involved, are you really doing anything? I finally got my MK2S PI sheet on and started printing again. Are you you're like me, you're rocking one of the vintage printers now? Neighbor asked me to print some A-arm guards for his RC car. I thought I saw A-arms at first. I was gonna say I don't know about that, man, but yeah, A-arm guards probably fine. All right, sweet. That is repair complete. We have a spare what the hell they're called, like axle ends, axle tips. Because it's not really the axle. We can throw this guy away, which I will do now. Perfect. And that's good to go. This is you see our food storage over there a little bit. Uh, this is my son's car. I think this is a phenomenal looking truck. This is one that he and I built as a kit. It's got this like super badass looking Ford Raptor body. Like I'm not a Ford guy or anything, but I think on this truck it looks fantastic. It's got like such a great stance. I will go ahead and completely button this up. We will put body clips on. All right, feels like tonight was a success. We're gonna break something else. But yeah, this was a kit. My son and I built this completely together. Put the electronics in it. Got these super sick J Concepts monster truck tires and wheels, which are awesome. They're huge, which is probably a lot of the reason that axle got snapped. These big old wide tires put a ton of leverage on that little metal piece there. But they look cool and they are fun. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna set you all down right there. Yeah, I will. I'll have to go ahead and order another webcam. I can see that already. Because it'd be a lot nicer to hit a button and transition instead of having to do all this nonsense. All right, is that where we were? Like that? Look about right. Make everybody seasick? All right, well, that's that. Tools away. Mission accomplished. I'm not bleeding. MK2 is disassembled at the moment. I need to get it working again. Mine, I feel bad. It was such a good printer for such a long time, and it's in at the shop. It's been sitting in the back room for, like I said, probably 2 or 3 years. Because I mainly print miniatures anymore, and all of that's done on resin printers. And the only FDM stuff I do at all is it's almost non-existent. If I don't know if I've ever done any content on this, but uh, I actually have a huge CO2 laser at the shop as well. It's a 120 watt CO2 thunder laser that's roughly 6 feet long, about 4 feet deep, and 3 or 4 feet tall. So between the resin printer, oh yeah, sorry if the audio is low. I was sitting about a foot closer to the mic here a minute ago. But yeah, the thunder laser. So between the resin printer and the laser, I didn't need FDM for a lot of stuff because anything that I couldn't resin print, I cut out of like MDF and other materials usually when I needed actual like dimensional geometric stuff. Uh, I did print a couple fidget spinners, but then I got the Bamboo Labs, and that thing is freaking amazing. Which I'm sure the newer Prusa printers are great, but the Bamboo Lab being a Core XY printer is so much faster. It's so much faster than my MK2. Uh, I don't know that the print quality is significantly different, but the speed is significantly faster. I'm sure a lot of you have followed that. Bamboo went through a wildly popular period there for a little while. Uh, yeah, this truck. Look at this freaking truck. It's so good. Such a sweet looking little guy. Uh, but it's fixed. That'll make my son's day. He'll wake up tomorrow and have his truck again. We do have a couple other things I'd like to do to this. If you can see it all, the I guess you can't really see. Second camera would be really nice. I stripped the anodized aluminum pieces down here, and they look terrible. I'd really like to strip them a little bit more and then polish them up and make them all shiny. It'd be a cool project for this. A couple other little things. Servo needs changed. Needs a better servo horn. Bunch of little things. And then any of you who are into 3D, not 3D printing, RC cars, getting hungry and tired. There's a ton of stuff because I love 3D printing. I do it almost daily. Uh, but I don't really have any desire to make videos or anything about it anymore. If any of you guys like that stuff, go watch some of the guys that are better at it than me. I just recently saw that 3D Maker Noob, his channel's freaking huge. He's got like 100K subscribers. He was like just starting out when I started out back in the day, so that's super cool. Uh, but if you're into RC stuff, I have a million projects. I have multiple Nitro cars that I bought used that I have. They're back here. So much stuff. Fuel tanks, like everything I need to completely rebuild these. Like this. Let's get rid of this guy. Get rid of this because that mission is accomplished. This is probably going to be the first project car. This is a pretty old Jado 3.3 from Traxxas. Uh, this thing, I don't have pictures to show you, but it doesn't look too bad now. I know that looks like relatively clean. It was unbelievably bad when I got it. All I've really done so far was the engine is out of it, and I did tear the engine down. It looks like it's going to be good to go. Still has compression. Everything looked fine with it internally. Piston's good, sleeve's good. So we shouldn't have to replace the engine. This should be fine. You can hear it, but nah, it's not very loud. But it does have compression. But I've got almost everything to replace the rest of this car because it has rust on it. I wish I could tilt it up. Somebody pimped this out. I don't know if you can see I'm dropping stuff because it's disassembled laying in the chassis. This has an aluminum chassis, which I don't think they came with. I could be wrong. They probably did come with aluminum chassis actually, but it has aluminum front and rear hubs, aluminum front and rear A-arms, a couple other little upgrades, but everything else needs replaced. Shocks need replaced. All the plastic in the middle needs replaced. It needs better servos. These servos are terrible because they're ancient. Fuel tank needs replaced. Transmissions need torn apart, and I want to do all that. I have all the stuff to do all of it. Have a little bit of stuff to replace all the wiring on here. But this is probably going to be the first little project. Get this looking like it's brand new plus aluminum upgrades. That's a project. I'll just run through some of them here. Oh, and I'll show you why those axle stubs cost me $709, if anybody's interested. But I think this is going to be a cool project. Old vintage Nitro car. These are super cool. I don't know when this one's from, because I'll actually leave the Jado there. We have another one that I actually bought at the same time as the Jado. And I'll talk about all this in more detail later. This I got from the same guy, is a T-Max 3.3, also from Traxxas. This one I will try to get. Let me come up there. Let me come to you guys. This one, I don't know if you can see. This one is super cruddy. I guess you can't really see. Super dirty. It's rusty. Like a lot of the bare metal parts, they're all rusted. I have not taken the engine out of this. I haven't really done anything to this one yet. This one looked better than the Jado. The Jado was much worse than this. But I already have almost all the parts to refurbish this one. Fuel lines, fuel tank. I have new servos for it. I have all the linkages for everything for it. I have gears to tear the transmission apart in case we need to replace any of that stuff. I have shocks ordered, but they haven't come in yet because these shocks are kind of like blown out. Tires need replaced. These are super hard. Wheels are all beat up. But I got the Jado, this T-Max. Don't know if the engine works. Hopefully it'll be all right. But I got that, this T-Max, and then another big boy. We'll set the T-Max back. But just three totally badass Nitro cars. And this one that I don't have the body for it here. But this is one of the like mid-generation HPI Savages. This is a super cool car. This has a big block engine in it. It is torn apart at the moment. I think that's the top of the heatsink. This one's pretty clean. Shocks are good. Everything structurally is pretty good. Needs better electronics. If you guys are familiar with RC stuff, it has one of these old like FM Futaba style radios. The lighting's not good over here. I gotta work on the lighting. Ancient. This has a radio crystal in it. You guys familiar with that? Has a little crystal in the top. That brings back memories from when I was a kid. Oh, this is an AM. That's right. This is an AM radio. Shit. little AM crystal in there, and the receiver has a crystal in it. But yeah, super badass car that we have to do a little bit of work on the engine. I know it needs a new glow plug, but we want to break the engine down, take it out. What actually is out, I think. Yeah, actually is out. Make sure it's okay, check bearings, all that stuff. Make sure the clutch is all right. This has a 3-speed transmission. Got to make sure that's all right. Get in there, clean the chassis up. Like I said, better electronics, needs everything. Servos are terrible. They work, but they're terrible. I got this, the Jado, and the T-Max for $325, which is absolutely insane. This truck is worth that. Like, this truck, I got it running very briefly, had it running for about a minute, uh, and then had issues with the carburetor. The engine did run and did have power. Uh, so these are all projects that I have basically everything to do already. Just a matter of like sitting down and doing it. Like, here's the rest of the stuff. Rest of the stuff for the Savage here. I got the pipe off of it, and it's even purple. Check that out. Heat sink for the engine, all that stuff. So I'm super excited. I want to stream probably most evenings while I'm working on stuff. Get a second camera here, it'll be a little easier. Get the audio sorted out. I had an awesome job at a hobby shop in high school in '88 to build RC drag cars, boats, and airplanes. Yeah, RC cars are great. It's kind of interesting. So I bought, if you guys are familiar with Traxxas, the first car that I ever had that was like a real RC car was the very first uh like Rustler kit that Traxxas released. And somebody in my town actually has one. He has one in box. Or with the box. It's assembled and everything, but he has an original Traxxas Rustler 2-wheel drive kit car that's assembled, but he has the box and everything. And I want to buy it, but I just, God, I've spent so much on RCs lately. But yeah, I got one of those, and then I had that for a while. It took me weeks to assemble it because I was only like 9, something like that. Forget when they came out. I think it was like 94. I want to say somewhere around that. 1994, they put that kit out ish, and I saved up and bought one, and took me forever to put it together. Had that for a while. It was awesome. Had a mechanical speed control, if you've ever seen one of those, where it had like a little arm on a servo that drug it across a resistor. Awesome. Love that thing. I beat the shit out of it, broke it all the time, but parts were replaceable, so I just like went and bought parts and replaced it. But actually, the first big car I got was I saved up and got the first T-Max that they put out. They were like $450 in like, I don't even know when that was, like the late 90s. It was so much money. The resistor speed control, yeah. That's the cool thing. Like the Rustler that guy has one of those. I think that'd be super cool to get one of those working. Things were just so different then. Like, I remember buying individual cells and soldering my own battery pack together. I thought that was cool because I got like higher performance cells than you could buy in like the pre-made packs. I think it'd be a cool project to get one of those old cars and get it in like new condition, but absolutely original. Like, have it exactly like it would have been in like the mid '90s. Be a lot of fun. But that's what I want to do on here. That's the goal. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but tonight was a success. It got me off my ass. I, like a lot of people, put things off, and I've been putting off actually turning stuff on and getting on here. But webcam came today, so I figured I'd hook it up. I gotta buy another one, but I think that is a success. Oh, and I gotta show somebody because I've been hiding this from the rest of my family. Maybe this will excite somebody here. You want to talk about not having money for RC? I'll give you a good reason why people don't have money for RC. This freaking guy over here. All right, here we are. Oh, it's so big. This. Don't, I can't, you guys can't tell anybody. Because my wife definitely does not know that I got this. Hey, what's up, Frederick? You're just in time to see why I spent $709 on two little axle tips for my I haven't done an unboxing. I have opened it. Uh it is open. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this car, but if I forget how the box opens. I had it open though. Does the whole thing come off? Oh, it comes this way. Okay, yeah, yeah. This is this is a big box because it has a big car in it. It's not just big on the inside or the outside because the car fills the entire box. This guy is huge. But that's it. Yeah, freaking Savage XL, man. The crazy thing is, like, I've been obviously I shouldn't have bought it, but I've been looking for one for I don't know a couple weeks, and they've been sold out everywhere. And I just happened to be looking online, and there's a place in New Jersey, like a small store. There's just a guy that owns a store, and they were showing one in stock, and they're sold out everywhere. Like A Main, all the big like RC distributors have been sold out for these for a while. And he had one. I was like, oh shit, I should get Chicks Hobbies. No, it's Shadow. They gave me stickers and I threw them away. I should have kept them. It's like Shadow Hobbies or something in New Jersey. Uh, but they had one, so I called them up and I was like, "Hey, do you? It's showing one online. Do you actually have this?" And their price was about $50 less than everywhere else, and they actually had one. So I was talking to the guy, and I ended up getting the owner on the phone after a really long, awkward conversation with an employee. And I just asked, I was like, "Oh, you have that? That's cool." I asked if they had those little axle pieces we needed, and they did. And I asked the guy if I put an order for this in online, if he'd just throw the stub axles in, so like $17 or something. So obviously, the $650 truck. Can you give me a $17 item? He really didn't want to, but I just like, hi, come on, man, it's like so expensive. But he threw them in, so I ended up paying $700 for a $17 part. Is the way I look at it. But yeah, this thing totally badass. I think the engine in it is rated at like just under 4 horsepower, which is absolutely bonkers for a car this size. But yeah, I needed this like a hole in the head. But though, I mean, not to start a political conversation, but with tariffs and stuff, this might have been a fantastic buy. In a month, I might be able to sell it for $100 profit. I wish that wasn't the case, but the only thing that worries me a little bit, they're sold out everywhere. Which one thing that sometimes happens when companies are about to release a new version of a car is that they'll stop pushing stock for the older models. So I'm really hoping that they don't put out like a new Savage XL here in the next couple months, and then I've got like the previous gen one. Ugh, I gotta hide this. You're not allowed. Nobody's allowed to say anything to my family. because they do not know that I got that. Uh, Plus, you think that's big? Well, I'll show you some. I'll show you boys something big. Because I do have like a ridiculous amount of cars here. Here's a big one. This is a big boy. And if you any of you are privy to the RC world, but that's a big boy. The old X Max. This thing's fantastic. I'm probably never gonna do any videos about it because we just play with it, but yeah, this thing is freaking massive. Pretty easily the most fun thing I've ever owned. It is fast. It is tough. It is an absolute monster. Carry a human. Yeah, there's videos of guys like sitting on them and driving around. Uh, it's kind of neat when people take little riding toys, like riding toys for kids, and put them on top of these and replace the body. This thing's huge. Yeah, it's freaking huge. This is the second gen 8S. There's a newer one now, but this thing is absolute monster. It is heavy. It is dangerous. I don't like that I can't let other people drive this. Like other cars, I can let other people drive. This one you can't. Even slowing it down, it's a little dangerous. It is a little dangerous because if somebody runs it into another person, it will seriously injure them. I don't know what it weighs, but I don't know. That's got to be 20 pounds if I had to guess. It's not light. Of course, I say that's the most fun thing I own. It's probably not. This is my baby. This one's very similar to the one that we worked on tonight. Uh, it's just a different company. They actually just released the second, like the 2.0 of this car. I think this is better. I think this one with modifications is better. We'll probably do a video on this sometime because this one has a lot of modifications and I think it's better than the 2.0 they did of this chassis. Uh, and with a little bit of work on Marketplace, like on Facebook, you can put this car together for about the price of the new model, and I think this is better overall. With the exception of the axles. This has this has aluminum axles, like the actual entire housing. Those are very expensive. I don't even want to say how much they cost, but yeah, super sweet. This thing's freaking sweet. Super super fun car. And I know RCs might be a little alien to some of you guys because I know most of the people that are likely to come into these streams initially are people from when I did 3D printing, and I know a little of this is not what I had done before, so there's gonna be a little bit of a transitionary period, uh, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Bunch of Nitro projects, a couple other little like I said, like the FPV stuff I'm looking forward to if I can afford it. Hopefully tariffs don't blow my butthole out. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Now, if they do, cross your fingers, they screw the Gen 2 up. It's unlikely. Any of you guys that do RC at all, or if you've seen videos, like Nitro is this tiny, 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 tiny part of the market. 99% is electric because electric is just better in like every conceivable way. Big on RC, but always thought the little motors. Yeah, that's the thing. Like with Nitro, I think the best analogy I've seen people use is like the electric cars are the usual. They're faster, they're cleaner, they're quieter. Uh, they're easier because you grab a car, you grab a battery, you grab a radio, and that's all you need. You're done, unless you break something. But it's just so easy. You just like we go out with the family, we throw like four cars in the truck and just go, and it's like pretty effortless. The Nitro, it's like I need a little toolbox. I need multiple batteries for like a starter, glow plug igniter. The car itself has a battery in it for the servos and the radio. Need a thing of fuel, like all this crap. But, but the Nitro cars, like I've heard the analogy, like they have a little heart in them. They have a soul, and the electric cars don't really have a soul. And it's hard to like uh quantify the difference that makes, but like if you hand somebody a super badass electric car and they drive it, they will have fun. I've never let somebody drive a car and they didn't think it was fun. You hand somebody the controller to a Nitro car and it's like it's just this like super memorable thing. It's like I don't know, it's an experience. And it was just me watching videos kind of sucked me back into Nitro stuff. Might have to start your own RC car manufacturing and get all the US manufacturing benefits. Man, I'm poor. That would be great if I had a bunch of capital to start something up, but uh my wife and I we are fine, but starting a hobby shop was not the best plan to become wealthy and retire early. Full size electric cars, smoke gas cars too. Yeah, they're so much faster. Like trying to think of a good example. So a good example. This car, this is another little project car that you couldn't really see over there. Uh Probably my second favorite car. This is a an Arma Typhon that's basically stock. Couple little modifications. Basically stock. Oh, I lie. I turned this into a truggy. This actually has a lot. This actually has a lot of modifications. Now I'm thinking about it. This has Creighton arms and hubs on the front and rear, and it's a truggy mod. If you look up Typhon truggy, you'll see it. This is a 6S car. This thing will absolutely effing destroy any nitro car that exists. This thing is unbelievably fast. Uh, I borrowed a GPS one time for this car with like a slightly bigger pinion in it. This car will do like 75 plus miles an hour. I don't none of my nitros will get even close to that. They're closer to like 45 or 50. So this is faster and it has significantly better acceleration because it is instant power. Uh, it's quieter. Like if you want to take it to a park, this is quieter. Like people won't complain about you making noise. Because like the Savage XL that I just showed you, that thing's like a billion angry bees with megaphones. Uh, some people think it's cool. Some people get irritated, which I understand. You go to the park, you want to read a book, and some dude's got a billion angry bees with megaphones. It's I can understand why people think it's annoying, but yeah, electric's just like better. But then you experience nitro cars, and it's just like the coolest thing ever. Just learned about S and KV designations from my neighbor. You've been out of RC for 36 years. Times have changed, my friend. Uh, yeah, between brushless motors being awesome and uh, lithium polymer batteries being pretty awesome, like the cars are just insane. Like just the amount of power they have is insane. Uh, Lipos are a little bit dangerous. We all kind of know that with phones. There were a couple years when they were like blowing up on planes and stuff. Lipos are a little dangerous. If you damage them, they can burn your house down, ruin your cars, all that stuff. But yeah, things are crazy. 36 years ago, that's a little before I was into RC, but yeah, old brushed motors with like uh nickel metal hydride batteries and stuff. It just they can't compare to these new cars. Their new cars are insane. Same thing, loud muscle cars goes by. Yeah, yes, yeah. Like people might say things about dudes compensating for small PPs and all that stuff, but there's this feeling like when you're standing beside like a muscle car, like it's just, I don't know, it's a very visceral experience. Because like my dad bought when they redid the Challenger like years ago. They did like the new Challengers. He bought one of the limited edition 6.2 Hemis that they put out. They only made like 500 of them. He actually bought two of them, and only ended up keeping one. But there's something about standing next to a car like that that just like it's so badass. Like they're so freaking cool. And while like a dumb car, like a Cybertruck will outperform it, like drag racing and stuff. Like there's just like no comparison. Like that one's just so much cooler. Just something about the sound and the experience and everything. But anyway, I think you guys get the idea. But I think that's it for tonight. What time is it? It's like 1 o'clock. Is it 1 o'clock? It's almost one exactly. It's perfect. So I'm gonna consider that a victory. We got software working on the computer over there. Stream is live. I have to check audio. I don't know if it's good, but I can be heard. That's a plus. And we accomplished something and fixed a truck. And hung LEDs that I can't change because I need my Apple on my phone to do it. But I'm gonna call that a night. I appreciate you guys stopping by. It was cool to see some of you dudes who I haven't seen in years. It's kind of funny how some of you are still subscribed and stuff. That's pretty badass. But hopefully nobody misses the orange. We're no longer Prusa fanboys. We're just back to the my favorite color. I guess you can't really see on that, but I like purple. It's cool. Purple and gray. Looks great. Hopefully none of you missed that too bad. There will be no Prusa videos on here. Mostly going to be RCs, but appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to call it a night. I got to eat something and go to bed, but I do plan on streaming almost every night here because it's just going to be super casual working on stuff. But if you guys want to stop by, that's cool. If you hate that I'm not doing 3D printing stuff, that's cool too. Bunch of cool people you can watch. But if you want to chill and work on some RCs and talk about RC stuff, I'll be here almost every evening if I can. So good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.